Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy, how you all doing? Welcome back to some more FIFA 23 career mode here today on the channel. We have episode 8 of my Journeyman series. We're playing as Udinese. This is season 2. We're going to be kicking things off. We're going to have the midway point of the season. Plenty of more League and Europa League action to come. Obviously got some massive new additions to the squad. Now, unfortunately we drew to Genoa 2-2. We followed that up with a 3-1 victory over Calgary. Scamacca getting on the score sheet. Romelu Lukaku having a pretty decent match. Our two new signings. After we sold Gerard Deulofeu and Beto for 135 million euros last episode, which is a crazy evaluation. We also won in the Europa League. We managed to pick up a 2-1 victory against Hellas Verona. Griffo scoring a brace. And that puts us into third place after 16 games played. Still hanging around that top 4 spot. Hopefully we can make the Champions League this season. However, it's going to be easier said than done, as we are going to be obviously focusing on the Europa League. Thankfully, we get gifted a goal here just before the 18th minute against Juventus away, with Griffo scoring a penalty. The former Freiburg and Juventus player got on the score sheet, followed by Chiesa making it 1-1. Still pretty close against Juventus here. And ultimately it ended in a 1-1 draw, which isn't too bad, sharing the points with arguably Italy's best team. Moving on to match day 18. We're still sitting in third. Fiorentina having a pretty decent season. Napoli finished in 8th last year. They're doing alright. And obviously league winners last year, AC Milan, still atop. Hosting Napoli at the Udinese Calcio Stadium. Scamacca managed to get a goal on the breakaway there before the 22nd. But unfortunately, we give away a brilliant goal here by Victor Osimhen, trying to track back Osimhen one-on-one. Late in the 88th minute, we lose the points. Could have won against Napoli, but it ended in another frustrating draw as we go towards the January transfer window. Still in December, match day 19 coming up, where we face league, or now they've dropped, they were league leaders, now they're in second. We've dropped down to 4th place though, however. AC Milan, bit of a bogey side against us. They always seem to pull out really good performances, and Rebic there managed to make it 1-0 late in the 68th minute. We held them off for a lot of this match. However, there's a bit of a comeback as Romelu Lukaku breaks away and has to go all the way himself. Gets a great goal there. Romelu Lukaku loves scoring against AC. But we give away a sloppy penalty and Rebic makes it 2-1 and ultimately gives them the victory. A disappointing result. Now, Destiglia has been recalled from Juventus, which sucks. A player we're just not quite frankly using after we've got the reinforcements that we're able to buy earlier in the season. But now with the January transfer window opened up, we're going to hopefully try and bring in some new additions. There's a bunch of free agents here that I like the look of. Gregory Barrios, D'Angelo, Fuentes, Valverde, just to name a few. And it's always good looking at the transfer listed players if you want to really pick up a bargain / loanees. In career mode, I would highly recommend, but it doesn't seem to be any. Because last season, obviously, we managed to pick up El Shawari for a bargain. 7 million, we sold him on for 26 the next season. And basically, essentially, Bakayoko is a potential player that we can sign on a free, which we'll look to do. But it looks like he's going to be signing next season, which is unfortunate because I would have liked him for this season. I did highlight Fred as well because he had a loan last season, but Man United weren't interested in it. We go and face Napoli now, but we sit in 8th. And I think due to this additional competition in the Europa League, we are suffering quite a bit because we are only, I would say overall looking at the star rating, we're only just a Europa League side. And you can see our league performances are waning as we go 2-0 down to Napoli here and ultimately lost. So we were actually doing better last season when we didn't have European football. We now sit in 8th, Inter set in 9th, however, but Man, you can't be losing points like that in an ultra-competitive league like Serie A is. Now, hopefully, we can get a win here against Juventus after drawing against them earlier in today's episode. We're going to be hosting them at the Udinese Calcio Stadium. Hopefully, we can get a result. Unfortunately, 12 minutes in, we gift a penalty. Soler, the former Valencia man, starts off the scoring. We do respond quite quickly. Griffo sends through an amazing ball to Scamacca, and he's got a nice run of individual brilliance. Breaks away in the 28th, and it's 1-1. And that's how it ended again. We're just continually drawing against Juventus. Obviously, in the last episode, they wanted us to manage them. Now, it looks like Marco Silvestri will be moved out officially after having an amazing season last year in the January. For 10 million for a 31-year-old, I think it's pretty decent. We now face AC Milan though again, and hopefully we can get a result. As AC Milan, 1 minute in, start off the scoring. I feel like as we're getting better, obviously the AI is as well. We just haven't received as much financial capital without obviously bringing in more players. Like, they're continually improving. Obviously, when we sell players, we have to replace those ones we sell. But even with this loss, I overall think we're doing a valiant effort with Udinese, a mid-table club. We've got a match in the Coppa Italia now against Cremonese, and we managed to pick up a win. Our first win in the Coppa Italia, beating them 2-1 thanks to Scamacca and Romelu Lukaku. Marco Silvestri has been sold for £10 million to Rasenball Leipzig. And, no, that's Salzburg. Yeah, Salzburg. It's the same. What's the difference? Oh, no. Controversial, that point. We do manage to get a fair few offers for Becao, who picked up an injury earlier on in the season, but Arsenal not interested in that finance deal. We also managed to get an offer for Perez, and I would like upwards of 50 to 60. We do manage to go on and beat Genoa away 2-1 thanks to Wallace and Lanzini, who's had a pretty quiet season this year. We've got more offers for Becao, and more of them fall through as they don't meet my evaluation. Coming to the last 10 hours of the January transfer window, more offers flood in for both Perez and Becao, but none of them hit my evaluation. Barcelona and Liverpool come in for Perez though. The 23-year-old Argentine is a very wanted player, but both Barca and Liverpool, Klopp and Xavi, fail to meet my asking price. As we come to the final hours, no more players are coming out, as Ziyech joins Juventus. Unfortunately, we had a crazy upset against Benevento. They beat us 1-0. They've actually beaten us twice this year. And now we move on to the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. We've been drawn against Roma. I would like to at least put in a decent performance in the quarters after getting knocked out in the first round last year. Away against Roma, Romelu Lukaku scores the goal of the career series. 51 minutes out, boom. As we lead 1-0, unfortunately Jose Mourinho's Roma respond. Udogie trying to track back. They make it 1-1. And things are tightening up against the Conference League finalists of last season. 1-1. Going into extra time now. Big tackle to come in. Doesn't connect. We're trying to get it clear. Marco Reus, would you believe, plays for Roma. Sends in Carlson. And Roma get a late sensational winner there, 2-1. And unfortunately, our Coppa Italia hopes have been snuffed out by Jose Mourinho. And Atalanta, Juventus, AC progress. Inter, Napoli, to be fair, and Lazio get knocked out. Back in the league, we managed to beat Salernitana 2-0. Thanks to Scamacca and Romelu Lukaku. Followed up with a 2-0 victory over Fiorentina, who are doing quite well, respectively, this season. They're playing very, very good football. We did, however, unfortunately draw to Empoli, who who we lost earlier in the season too. And they're doing quite well, even though we stole their main goalkeeper. And we've got another offer here this season from another club. Now, it's Athletic Club Bilbao, a team I'm not quite frankly interested in, but I really do appreciate the offers. We managed to go and beat Samp 2-1, but I'm determined to finish this season 2, with Udinese. And we've got the Europa League draw. And we've been drawn against Real Sociedad. We could have had Sevilla, Berlin, Olympic Lyon. A pretty tough draw, if I do say so myself. We could have had West Ham or Spurs. So we're going to go away to Spain, and hopefully we can have a better run in the Europa League than we are in the league. Lukaku gets sent, and there's an opportunity for a sweaty goal here. Scamacca, Romelu Lukaku and Scamacca are playing some really, really good football. They're converting and scoring brilliantly, but I just think fatigue and complacency is sort of settled in a little bit as the wages go up, and we're sort of fighting on multiple competitions. There's more at stake now. And thanks to that Mikel Moreno goal, we managed to pick up a 1-1 draw away at Sociedad, which is salvageable. Unfortunately, we're going to draw to Torino, though, after being a bit knackered midweek. Now we have to refocus our attention to the Europa League. We're going to be hosting Sociedad at the Udinese Calcio Stadium. Will we progress from the round of 16? Let's go. 1-1 on aggregate. Griffo finds Scamacca, looking for the run. Back to Griffo. He's got Romelu Lukaku with him, but he might have to go all the way. And it's a big block. He recovers the football somehow and finds the oncoming ball to Lukaku. And it's a brilliant first touch, surprisingly, from Big Rom. 2-1 we lead. Second half now. Wallace goes forward. Lanzini on the ball. Gets caught, but does a man in circles. And Romelu Lukaku makes it 2-0. And we go on to progress in the Europa League and keep our Europa League titles and final alive. So unfortunately, I've got to wrap things up here. Stay tuned for episode 9 coming out tomorrow, where we're going to have the final weeks and months of season 2. Where will we finish in the league? How will we do in the Europa League? Let me know in the comments. But if you enjoy this type of content, like and subscribe. And if you want to see more from me, check out the videos on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.